There's still no sign of the 3 constables who were en route to Limpopo from Bloemfontein. Yesterday, National Police Commissioner Fannie Masemola announced that the South African Police Service is offering a 350,000 rand reward for information relating to the disappearance of the 3 officers. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala joins us now with the latest. Good afternoon to you, Nqobile. Still, the search continues. Tell us a little bit more.
Well, Masa, yes, definitely the investigations are continuing. You will remember that Fannie Masemola, who is the National Commissioner, did explain that this is going to be happening in various provinces. This is mainly because they're coming from Bloemfontein. So there is an investigation that is taking place in Free State. There's also a part that is taking place in Gauteng. This is mainly because this is where they were last seen and this is where the tracker stopped. And then the third one would be the one that will happen in Limpopo. This is because this is where they were going, the 3 officers. So this was supposed to be their final destination. Now, where I'm standing specifically is the garage where they were last seen. So the CCTV footage that has been on social media, a lot of people speaking about it, happen right here. As you can see, this is where they came in. They were able to be assisted with with petrol here, and then they drove off out of this garage. But what is critical about what is taking place, what took place here at the garage, is that you could see the vehicle. So this is a known place. This is also a footage that could be used also in looking into investigations. In fact, as we were coming in here, we also took notes that there are also police that are also coming in here to check what happened within the stop, so they could see and verify and see that footage that we're talking about. However, we do know from the National Commissioner that their tracker as well as their phones did go off at Beklu interchange. This is now inside Johannesburg, and this of course becomes very crucial because this is where we see the Provincial Commissioner Mtombeni's meeting with the National Commissioner becoming very important, because those investigations as well needs to show in terms of what happened from that place, because if you look at that interchange, it has 3 different dimensions, so you can't really tell which direction the vehicle could have potentially gone to, but this is where the investigation starts. But what we also know, Masa, is that the family has been asking, continuously just begging that if there's anyone with any information that could lead into ensuring that they are able to find their loved ones, it would be very critical, very important for them. So they're asking for that help from the public, which of course has now been added by this 350,000 rand that the police are now offering to anyone with valid information. We know currently from the family that they've had to sift through quite a lot of information, which is why they've spoken about social media, saying that it's very important that people don't just post anything, but rather the information that can be useful in finding these 3 constables, which we know also that they were new on the job. They've just recently graduated, and they were also the kind of people that were going to be groomed to be great in their work. So this becomes very important for them, for their safety. The family talking about the fact that they don't know what kind of danger they're in right now as the days are continuing to be counted. But what we know also, Masa, is that in this garage that I'm in, is that they were here early hours of Thursday. So about 1 o'clock, 30 minutes. This is at this time that they were in this garage, which means they traveled from Bloemfontein at about later in the hours of the afternoon, all the way coming this side from Wednesday to Thursday, which is when the family realized that there was no communication, and so they went to the police to communicate that they cannot find them. But the search does indeed continue, and people are asked to assist where they can with the information that is valid, that will help the families. But let's listen in as the National Commissioner explained to us how important this petrol station is in the investigation.
Well, the video that is circulating, yes, that part of the video that is circulating from the engine garage, that which has happened there, it is true. And the bakkie that came there and parked in the driver came out and looked around and then drove. It's part of our investigation. We do have the guy. We are doing investigation. So he's a courier driver, and I don't want to come out with all the details, but is part of the investigation that we are doing.
So those are the investigations that are currently ongoing. But what we also know is that the family is going to be kept abreast the entire time, Masa. They have a team already that is set up in Bloemfontein that is able to speak to the families. You'll remember when we arrived on Saturday, there was a prayer session. Some of the people that were there in the prayer from the police are some of the people that are part of this team that is going to be keeping the family abreast in terms of the information. But further beyond that, to ensure that there's counseling that is taking place, because the family are currently very traumatized, especially because they've said that their children came into the South African service to fight criminality and to fight against such to take place. This is why also we heard the commissioner saying that they will not allow criminals to be able to have an upper hand, and this is why this is important for them to find one of their own. He even said that they won't rest until they make sure that they find one of their own. So that is still ongoing. They're still searching. They're still investigating for the 3 officers that have already disappeared for so long.
Nqobile, and as you said, all hands on deck with national and provincial police leadership there too. That's Nqobile Madlala reporting to us live, of course, on that top story about those 3 police officers who are missing. She'll be bringing us live updates throughout the day.